Good evening. I want to say my Dvar today, Lilu Nishmat Arav Eliezer Valdman. I'm going to speak about him a little bit. He passed away this morning in Israel. He was, Rabbi Valdman was one of the main students of Arav Tzvi Yehuda Cook, the son of Hari Yaakov, Avraham Yitzchak Cohen Cook. He also was one of the head yeshivas of, like the main rabbis of Yeshivat Nir in Kiryat Arba, together with Rav Dov Lior, if you ever heard the name. He was a member in the Knesset. I have the right that he will speak. He also come to bless me in my bar mitzvah. I mean, I know him I knew him personally, and my dad used to work as the CEO. I think this is the English of that for Yeshivat Nir, where he was the head of the yeshiva. So I want to say something that once. Actually, my dad heard from him, but I asked my dad, what do you have for me to share about Parshat Shemot, and connect that maybe for two things about him, to tell about his life, about his legacy maybe. So he says the burning bush, right? Moses sees the burning bush. He comes, he starts speak with God, and then God want to explain Moshe what he want to do. I mean, before they start the conversation about like, will you be the one that's going to take Israel out of Egypt? And God says, Vaered Lehatzilo miyad Mitzrayim ule'aloto min haaretz hayah. I'll go down to rescue him from Egypt and to take him up from that land to a very good land, honey and milk, and etc. And the question Rabbi Valdman asks is, why God need to go down? I mean, he can do whatever he wants from upstairs. Just take him up from Egypt. Why? A pasuk says, the verse says, Vaered Lehatzilo, I'll go down to save him. And he said that, well, you need to go down for someone if you want to help him. You can't just like come and help from above. You need to be with him. And I want to take that for two examples from his life that I really think he used to live that life in that way. One of them is related to Eretz Israel generally. He was like a big fan of Eretz Israel. Every time, like, there is a chance to go somewhere, a new place, Sinai, when there were Jews in Sinai, in Gush Katif. I don't know if you heard about the terror attack that were 2 days ago of Yehuda Dimentman, Zichrono Livracha. He murdered in the entrance of a place that's called Chomesh. This is also a controversial place, but Chomesh and Sanu was two main places in the north of the Shomron, together with Gush Katif, that got evacuated, like Pinui, yeah. So together with the Yeshivat Nir, every time something like that happened, he just took himself and the students and go there. In Sebastia, they opened like a yeshiva for several months or more than that. And I had also, as a kid, my dad was the principal at the time, so we moved all of our family together with Rav Valdman and the yeshiva to Sanur, the other settlement in Tzfon HaSharon. Just lived there for like 2 months, took ourselves with our things. We were there with Rabbi Valdman, so it was very like dedicated to be like not just to speak about the importance of Eretz Israel, to do that, to be there. So this is one example. The second example is about Nichum Avelim, which Chaim told me how to say it in English, and I forgot. Consoling the murders, okay. Comfort them, like during the Shiva. It was a lot, like very dedicated to that too. And one example that I remember my dad used to tell us is about the terror attack was in Ma'alot. If you ever heard of that, in 1974, there was a terror attack. It was a horrible terror attack. 22 students from Tzfat. It was in a school. So 22 students from the school was murdered in that day. It happened like, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. And Rabbi Valdman, together with all his family, just took their things to Tzfat to spend there the Shabbos and just move from house to house, find all of the families just to come, tell them to be there in their like sadness and what's happened. And I mean, my dad is doing that a lot also, and he's always saying, I learned that from Rabbi Valdman, like to go to Nichum Avelim. What an important mitzvah is it, like Chesed Shel Emet for the one that passed away, also Alvayot. So that's two lessons that I take from Rabbi Valdman. Just want to share with you, and maybe Leilui Nishmato Be'ezrat Hashem. We're going to say